So hello everyone, now in this video we will learn about the for loop. So the for loop in Python is used to iterate over a sequence or other iterable objects. So let's discuss about a few sequence types in brief before we learn about the for loop. So first of all, we will see the sequences in for loop. So to keep things simple, let's talk about the three sequences. First, string sequences, second, the list sequences, and the third one is the range sequences. So a string is a sequence of characters. For example, here you can see text equal to Python programming. So this is called the string sequence. Second, list. A list is a sequence of items separated by commas and enclosed in a square brackets. For example, here my list equal to 3, test, and 5.5. Range. So the third type of sequence is the range sequence. Range is used to create a sequence of numbers. For example, here numbers equal to range 1 to 10. So here the sequence number from 1 to 10. We will learn how we can use these sequence in for loops for better understanding. So now we will see how we can use for loops. The syntax of for loop is for keyword first and then variable. So I will take val. This is the variable that takes the value of the item inside the sequence. So for val, in is the keyword and then there's a sequence, and then in the body of the loop will execute. So there are statements. So here val is the variable that takes the value of the item inside the sequence of each iteration. Loop continues until we reach the last item in the sequence. So let's see a few examples. Here we will print each item of a list using for loop. So here the list languages equal to, there are 3 items in the list: Java, Python, and C++. According to the syntax, every text will enclosed with the quotation mark and separated with comma. Then I will take the for loop, and then item is the variable, and then in languages. So in sequences, here you should be understand how to write for loop in Python. So for and then the variable and then in languages is called a sequence, and then after body of the loop will executed, and the one statement inside the for loop is print item. So this program will give the output Java, Python, and C++. So here is how the program works. So inside the for loop there are 3 sequences in the list: Java, Python, and C++. So there are 3 iterations. In first iteration, Java will print because the first iteration will take the first value Java. In second iteration, the second value Python, the variable value is Python, and item will print, and the item is Python, so Python is printed. In third iteration, C++, and the variable is C++, so C++ is printed. In this example, we will see the range sequence. So using for loop, we will use the range function or range sequence. So here I will give the comment in this program sequence of number from 1 to 100, because we are making a program which give the result of sum from 1 to 100. So here I will take the variable numbers, and then I will define the range function or range sequence from 1 to 101. Why we will give the 101? Because it will take the less than 1 value. So it will start from 1 and it will goes to the 100. So if you want to take the last value 100, so you will add one more. So 101 I will take here. Sum equal to 0 here. So variable to store the sum. Here for loop, so for I is the variable in numbers. So number, you can see the variable number, and it will take the numbers from the range sequence. And then sum equal to sum plus I. You can use the shorthand sum plus equal to I. Both are same. Sum equal to sum plus I. This is the meaning. And then we will print at last the variable sum. So here the output is 5050. So when we will add 1 to 100, 1 plus 1 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 3 plus 4, so it will add, and then at the last time the value will print 5050. So here the number contain a sequence of numbers from 1 to 100. In the first iteration of the loop, 1 is added to sum. In the second iteration, 2 is added to sum. This process goes and so on and so on. In the 100th iteration, 100 is added to sum. Then the loop terminates as there are no more items left in the sequence. So finally the sum is printed. If you remember, we created the multiplication table of 14 using while loop in the previous video. Here we will create it using for loop. So I will take the same variable n equal to 14, and then I am using here for loop. So for I is the sequence which will start from 1 to 10. So I will give this range function here. So the range will start from 1 to 11 because it will start of the variable I 1 to 10. So I will give the value 1 to 11. So it will start from 1 to 10. Here I will print n into I. So same statement we will write here also. So when we will run this program, it will give the output 14 multiplied by 1, because the first time the variable I equal to 1. So 14 multiplied by 1 equal to 14. Then the incremented and the value of I equal to 2 here next iteration, in second iteration. So 14 multiplied by 2 equal to 28. Then multiplied by 3, 4, 5 and so on, and the last it will print 14 multiplied by 10, 140. So the sequence 1 to 10 will print, and this is the multiplication table using for loop. For loop with else. Similar to a while loop, a for loop can also have an optional else block. The else part is executed once all the items in the sequence finished. Here is the example: my list equal to 5 comma and there is a string hello. For item in my list, print item, else print inside else. So here is the output 5 hello and inside else. So here the for loop prints item of my list, then the else part is executed which prints inside else.